Hey everybody, this is RC Peck, the founder of Fearless Wealth and the creator of the Fearless Wealth portfolio, and this is my market situation report for Saturday, March 23rd. And this idea the idea I want to share with you, the situation I want to share with you came out of a conversation I had with a good friend of mine down in Southern California, Dave Marasich. And it has to do a lot with what really works and what is actually best for your money. And so I want to share that conversation with you, and I want to do that in the context of what is going on in the market this week too, and talk about it through one of the holdings of one of my strategies, the obvious trend strategy. So I'm titling this week's market situation report, How Not to Kill Your Retirement, which I think is kind of a funny title. How Not to Kill Your Retirement. So let's talk about how not to kill your retirement, because I think a lot of people are actually killing their retirement, and it has nothing to do with Obama or Bernanke or Geithner or the ECB or the Fed or any sort of external entity. Most of what happens in our life, and when I say most, I actually mean all of it, and I may lose some subscribers for what I'm about to say, but we create our own reality. It's our beliefs, how we act, what we do. And so how not to kill your retirement has a lot to do with us, ourselves, and really no one else. So the way I want to kind of show this to you is by showing you a price chart of a company called Walgreens, WAG. And this is a price chart that goes back to the end of 2008. You can see my pretty pink line going up on a diagonal. And at the very end here, in May of 2012, I added Walgreens to the obvious trend strategy. To a lot of people's disapproval, because they saw this big fall from the peak here to this fall. It fell about 30%, and I was telling people to buy this after it had fallen 30%. Now the point is, and the reason I'm bringing this one up is because I have a system. I have a proven system. It's not about me. It's not about whims. It's not about gut feelings. There is a system behind the reason why Walgreens was added to the obvious trend strategy, and it is that I look for investments that are going up, trending up, staying in their big upward trend, but have pulled back while staying in that big upward trend. And generally speaking, that's what I saw with Walgreens. Now, there were other things I saw, and we just really don't have time to talk about them, but I look for things that are trending up and that have pulled back while staying in. And that's a 30% pullback there. That's pretty big. But what we did was we got in. And we got in on this price right here. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as we got in, Walgreens fell 11% more. So now the stock was not down 30%. It was actually down 41%. Now the great thing is we didn't take all 41% of that loss. We only were originally into 11% of that loss. So part of how not to kill your retirement is by having a plan, by knowing what to do, but by not relying on yourself, but literally having a plan that you can turn to so you can say, okay, what is the procedure? What is the plan? How do we do this? And most people don't have that. They have feelings and emotions that drive their choices. And the reason why having this Walgreens stock chart is so good, because look at this, already down 30%, drops another 11%. If you did not have a plan, would you really have kept it? And my answer is, I'm willing to bet you would not have kept it. Now, from where we got that on May 11th, 2012 till today, it's up 40%, 40. That stock is up 40%, including dividends. During the exact same time period, the stock market is up 16%. So this thing's up about, 150% better than the stock market. And there's no way people would have stayed in this because of these huge corrections. But because the obvious trend portfolio, the obvious trend strategy has very clean procedures and steps on how to identify these, we're able to find them, get into them, and let the stock do the work and not us. And this is how you don't kill your retirement or your future or your portfolio. It's not about Walgreens. It's about the procedure you follow. It's about the strategy you follow. It's about the system that you follow. Because here's the thing. You think you behave like this guy. Humans think they can behave like this guy on the screen. Oh, we can be logical. But we're not. because actually we behave like this guy. And you really need to come to terms. We need to come to terms with who we really are when we have money in the market. We are not logical. We're pretty emotional beings. And so how not to kill your portfolio or your future or retirement is by getting into a procedure, a system approach that takes into account that you're an earthling and not a Vulcan. So how do you not kill your retirement? You get a plan, and you get a plan that relies very little on you and your humanness and your earthling brain. You get a plan that can adapt to external events, that literally doesn't care what you do or care what the market does. It just wants to be on the right side of the market. Whether this is Fed interventions, money printing, QE, whatever, it can adapt to external events. And you get a plan that can actually work for humans. This means working for people outside of those logical weekend shows, those Saturdays and Sundays, meaning during the work week when you are human. That's what you want. You want a plan that can do that. And you want a plan that's literally been tested through everything, not just the last 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, but literally it's been tested through the last 50 or 100 years. This is how you do not kill your retirement. So what else can you do to not kill your retirement? You can join us on April 9th. This is my semi-annual strategy gathering. This is one of my 2 in-person meetings. Of course, I will stream this live online, and we'll look over the markets. We'll do speed investing, of course, live Q&A. You personally ask me any questions you want. We'll do the update on the strategies. The strategies are doing great this year. Gold bottomed. I believe gold absolutely bottomed over the last 2 weeks. I just didn't want to talk about that today because I get tired of talking about that. And we'll go over the market x-ray. I'm so glad you're here. Please seriously think about getting a plan that doesn't involve your earthling brain, because that's one of the best things I could ever tell you. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I look forward to speaking with you next week. You take care.